Welcome to round 3 of the Regulator Systems Queensland Sportscar Championship. What an absolute cracker event in Jonesy. Some great racing coming your way today.
All three classes have got big fields this weekend, so this will be some fabulous racing.
Well, green flag about to be waved for race number 1, Mr. Jones. And away we go, green flag.
And Holzberger has got the better of the start on the outside line and leaving the pole setter behind, but Kenny comes back under brakes on the outside.
Down the outside, look at these guys tied in. Oh, contact as they come through the top of Carousel. I'll tell you what, that will leave Kenny with nowhere to run at the top of that. Holzberger very, very quick through that part of the track, and this new engine combination looking good. Look at Brian Pettit now in the Minetti. Hasn't he just come on leaps and bounds in his car, Jonesy?
And we go back to our race leader, Holzberger, coming through Hungry Corner for the climb up over Eastern Loop. Matt Vandenberg, best of the rest there in 5th position, looking up at Dave Barham.
There's Brian Pettit again. I'll tell you what, he really has he's found some pace in this car. Vandenberg wrestling. You can see he's in third gear coming down on the front side. Holzberger now. This car with the brand new engine and drivetrain running a little bit quicker than it has. In fact, he's got something now that he can take it up to the flying car of Kenny behind him. He's got the straight line speed now, as well as probably a little bit of power there as well. Look at Vandenberg. He's just seeing him disappear into the night.
Yeah, you can see the difference between the Class A and Class B right there. As we see Pettit further back in the field, chasing the Class B runners.
You can see Holzberger now, look at this. This is a very physical car to drive, Jones. He's really struggling just to keep a little small amounts of input. Have a look at Matt Vandenberg. Total different driving style.
Yeah, these sweepers here, very high G-forces. They look on paper rather gentle corners. They're anything but. As we see Pettit going underneath where the bridge used to be. Vandenberg under brakes into Hungry Corner. He started very well keeping Grant Green behind him at the moment in the fast.
One of the, of course, of those fantastic radicals. He's doing a great job of being one of the quick cars out on that racetrack. Out in front of him, though, look at that. Great Barham now trying to chase down that car of
and there's
Simon Salento.
Green pops up the inside. It looked as though that Vandenberg had been doing a fabulous job. As you see, the superior horsepower there of Nev Mackay's 2-litre Malik.
There was nothing like the sound of that BDA engine. And Vandenberg back on the inside of Green now. He'll have the braking line down into Carousel, but will he be able to benefit? No, he doesn't. In fact, have a look at Green. This is a good drive for him. He's been spending a lot of time with his mentor and coach, the guy that actually owns his car, of course, and that's a very, very talented sports car racer himself.
Holzberger up over the top of Eastern Loop. Popular spectator point up there, particularly for the photographers. As Vandenberg chasing after Mackay and Green, he lost 2 spaces in the stretch of just 50 metres. Last lap around, as we see, there's Croston just popping in and overtaking Pettit under brakes into Hungry Corner.
Have a look at Kenny again, trying to tuck himself into for the draft in behind that car of Holzberger, but that thing's got some straight line speed now. It's now gained about 300 cc's and about 40 horsepower now, Jonesy.
And Simon Salento holding 3rd position ahead of Dave Barham for the moment as Vandenberg continues the chase here as the Class B runners come across the start-finish line.
Just letting the car drift around a lot more too. He's letting it have its head, which is really giving him some great lap times. He's not struggling anymore. You can see Pettit now. Look at the great run he's got on here now. That is just simply rev range. He got into the draft, he drove into the back of the draft, and that gave him a hell of an advantage coming down to the braking area. You can see he's had a look, but you can't get away from those very, very slippery old, the old more classic body style, Joe.
Yeah, the Malik there of Croston. As we see, we're back with Holzberger, our race leader.
Yeah, looking like he's going to do the job here today. That car looks lightning fast out front. But Vandenberg is doing a great job of staying in contact with these guys here. He's taken the wider line to try and come back on the inside. He got balked then. He would have been off and on the throttle. That will slow his momentum down on the straight. He needs to keep the momentum up down here to stay in the draft to this of the car in front of him. And I'll tell you what he does. He pulls out up on the inside. He's having a run here. They run side by side down across the start-finish line. Jonesy, lap 5 is a cracker for him as he gets a run down the inside.
We see here, though, the superior horsepower of the Radical will tell its own story.
I don't know whether it was superior horsepower, Jones. He was having a braver line under brakes. I think you're pretty much line ball as far as pace is concerned. But have a look at him now.
Here's Chamberlain.
Closing speed.
No, this is Holzberger, of course, coming up to the tail markers. And there's Stuart Patterson, and There was contact there between the two of them.
Yep, Patterson probably unaware of him, trying to track that inside line, but they make their way down through now. Again, we're back with Brian Pettit. And Pettit, on looking at that rear view that he's got of Croston's car, he's had this view far too long. Vandenberg now.
The battle for 5th place continuing here, Mackay. The veteran Mecanese competitor continuing to hold that 5th position. But here comes Green, had a look there. Mackay just took a wide entry over the top of Eastern Loop.
That's his natural line in the Malik too. He does let it move around a lot more. Pettit now. See, we're talking about older style cars versus the newer style. Mate, Jonesy, look at that.
Race leaders, they're about to come on another couple of back markers there.
Final lap, they're going to catch them right at the death of this race. So it's taken them most of the race to actually catch them. Barham now. Oh, Vandenberg out on the double lines, trying to find a way around the outside. Now will he get the slingshot down the inside? Ned McKay's gone. He's disappeared out in front of them, and they come back. Oh no, he's tried the draft. Will he try and stick back up the outside? He's going to have an outside run.
This tricky double apex right-hand corner that is the carousel tightens up on the exit. It doesn't really give you an overtaking opportunity.
Holzberger takes a win. 2nd place to Kenny, close behind. Here they come. Here's 3rd place. That'll be the car of Salento. And Dave Barham rounds out behind. Who was that in 5th, Jonesy? That looked like...
Well, here's the 5th place battle now as Mackay leads Green and Vandenberg. We've still got half a lap to go here, and here's the battle for 8th position further back as we see Croston versus Pettit. Now, Mackay's gotten away slightly here. That should be enough for Mackay to be able to use the horsepower of the 2-litre Malik to get to the line in 5th position, but Green versus Vandenberg yet to be decided. Croston there has the lead over Pettit.
This is a run of the checkered flag. Vandenberg gets into the draft. Will he try and pull out? But it will be then Mackay who'll take that next position with Green and Vandenberg rounding out for their battle.
Top 7.
What a cracking result for both those guys. All right, race number 2, Jones and Holzberger up pole this time, and Kenny's got a lot of work to do to catch this very, very quick car today, the V8 Radical. Oh, in fact, he puts his hand up, so Holzberger's got a problem.
Oh, yeah, looks like there's dramas here, mechanical dramas there with the V8 Radical, so Holzberger out of the running on the very first corner of the race.
Unbelievable. How does that happen? David Rodgers there. Look at Brian Pettit again, holding that tight line, and we're back with Holzberger. Now, that's a view a race car driver hates. Absolutely hates. But here's Matt Vandenberg again. I'll tell you what, hasn't he been an absolute find for this category? He's wringing the neck out of this Minetti. It's the older of the evolution of the cars as well, Jonesy. So I mean, look, to be honest, he's probably unlike the car of Brian Pettit and of course and the car of
Stuart Patterson.
Vandenberg now. Look at this. He's got it all going on.
Yeah, he's given away a bit of ground there as the rest of the field falls through there.
Brian Pettit. Now, interesting enough, I'm just watching the language. David Rodgers in the JMW. You're going to realise that the JMW is probably one of the most low-tech cars out there in some respects compared to everybody else. Doing a great job.
Vandenberg, battle is now 4th position as our race leader comes across the line.
He's going to clear out from these guys, he'll just disappear.
There's Dave Barham in 2nd position ahead of Simon Salento this time, so those two have swapped over. And this battle for 4th clicks over from lap 3 to 4.
David Barham's had a couple of little issues with his car this weekend, and I'm led to believe that they think they may have found the problem. It's that they've changed the suspension setup on this car, and they're going to slowly, gradually bring it back to a different setting throughout the weekend.
Pettit running on his own as the leaders complete another lap. Kenny ahead of Barham with Salento some distance behind now in 3rd before we get to the 4th position battle between Mackay, Vandenberg and Green, and we see that Green has skipped away here. He's got an advantage on Nev Mackay in the Malik.
It's the car that's probably, to be honest, probably nearly one of the oldest in the category, James.
Oh, definitely, yeah. This is a very early model.
And Nev's not the oldest guy out there, but geez, he'd be close. Nev's so old, if we cut him in half, we'd have to count the rings.
As Green holds a shrinking advantage, actually. Mackay's got...
What's going on with Matt Vandenberg? He's found all this pace change. He's having a red-hot crack at these guys this afternoon. And this car is, at the end of the day, looks lightning fast compared to the outright horsepower of McKay. Like, he can't stay with McKay in a straight line. There's no way in the world he can. That thing's got way too much straight line sniff.
Race leaders have already lapping cars. They've just gotten through the yellow car in the distance. There was Ron Pomerol and the Nota. Back to the top of Eastern Loop here. Vandenberg chasing.
Ron Pomerol back as well. Look at the different lines though. Look at how early that he can get and hold that line. He can hold a lot tighter lines, a bit better aero out of that Minetti. All right, Jonesy, final few laps coming this way, and the traffic's going to come into play as these guys are fighting their way past. In fact, it is the final lap right now.
Yeah, the Alex Kenny coming up on Bruce Chamberlain and Peter Hill in their cars. As we see Vandenberg here, currently 6th position, chasing after the 5th place Malik.
It's a great run onto the straight he gets. The car just catch. It's got such good rhythm onto the straight, and he does such a good job. But look, it's all for nothing because that straight line. But, look at him under brakes. He's going to run on crack. He's come from a mile away to have a crack at that. Well done. He's caught him napping, and now he's going to have to drive the wheels out of this thing to keep it going. What a great shot coming out of the forlorn car of Holzberger just sitting there on the side of the track. Well, it's great. It's a camera position. Use that all day.
And Ron Pomerol here just being overtaken by Vandenberg as they descend down into Hungry Corner, chasing after Grant Green. Here's Dave Rodgie, and Pettit is next behind them.
Flag, and there it is. Alex Kenny takes a win and a closing David Barham. So whatever minor changes they've made to that car is a different race car between race 1 and 2. Well done.
Simon Salento crossing the line for 3rd, and here's the 4th place battle. Green has just got a little bit too much advantage, but here comes Mackay charging at the line, and that'll go to the photo. But I think Vandenberg has held on to claim 5th position there, as we see Dave Rodgie crosses the line in 7th.
Ron Pomerol, of course, will feature down the back. Great to see that Nota back on track too, Jonesy.
As Brian Pettit brings the Minetti around to cross the line.
Great job for Brian Pettit too. He's really, the lap times are sensational at the car. Well done. Keep yourself tuned in, folks. More racing coming your way very shortly.
Regulator Systems, Australian success in an international market. To overcome the limitations of imported controls, Regulator Systems began designing and manufacturing their own range of control products, designed specifically for Australian conditions. While others have come and gone, Regulator Systems continues to design, manufacture and service control systems for the air conditioning industry, nationally and overseas. Regulator Systems, an Aussie success story in a highly competitive world market.
Welcome back to round 3 of the Queensland Sportscar Championship, brought to you by Regulator Systems.
Well, green flag about to come down again. Stuart Patterson's come back out to join us again, and look at this. Green flag waved, away they go, James, and Barham's away to a cracking start.
And Alex Kenny slow away there and has boxed in Salento. In fact, the rest of the field has been boxed in, and that's going to give a big advantage to Barham at the front of the field.
There's the Predator too. First chance about a great look at that car. One of the new cars in the field this weekend. Have a look at tell you what, Vandenberg. He is going to be a pain in the proverbial backside for that man in front of him.
Here's Stuart Patterson's car looking at the similar Minetti of Brian Pettit in front of him, and Rodgie's JMW further up. And back into this. These
three again. They're just attacking.
Vandenberg! That was a bold move, and he's lost the back end.
Rodgie takes evasive action. Someone's gone round the line. In fact, that's Stuart Patterson.
Gone. Oh dear. That's a...
Absence, the better part of valor there with Stuart Patterson. Well, that'll bring down, of course, a red light, Jones, and we're going to go to clampdown situation of these guys. It's one of those things, isn't it? One of the great innovations of motorsport in Queensland, whereas instead of bringing the safety car out, we can actually bring a clamp down out and go and retrieve these race cars and get them back to the pits.
Yes, everyone holds position and travels at the same speed. So the race is in pause mode without actually being underway.
Looks like we're going to go green shortly, James. There it is, Jonesy. Green light. We've gone racing. But out in front is still Dave Barham, and he's got that gap now back to Kenny. Then back to that car of Salento. And Salento's car, another one of the V8 Radicals, looking quickly, but look at the battle behind, Jones.
Indeed, we saw Mackay just move up around the outside of green.
Yeah, the Chamberlain, of course, we didn't see very much out of him in the previous races, but Rodgie now getting a great run onto the back of this car of
Croston there in the Malik.
Well, there's Patterson in the pitch, Jones. He looks like he wants to get on with this. He's going, guys, get out of my way. I can restart. Get out. I want to get back on the track. So that's exactly what they're going to do. Here we go. Joining Roger again as he comes onto the back of Croston through Hungary Corner. And these cars are pretty similar in their setup as far as suspension and everything goes, Jones. Your live axle rear end, whereas the independent transaxles that are running in the back of these cars, total different setup of the cars out front.
And we see here that Dave Barham now has an enormous lead over the similar Chiron of Alex Kenny. Salento in third, and here's the battle for fourth position just in the background of shot there, the yellow Malik, as we see Patterson in the Manetti threading his way through pit lane to rejoin the race.
He'll appear. Oh,
spinner!
Pettit!
And yeah, Brian Pettit has
great save. You can see him in the background. What a great save by Brian Pettit. He really was gone for all money then as he came through onto the straight. But here again, Roger now. You can see he's right up hard on that hard cut too, Jones. He's pushing this engine pretty hard. He's having a red hot run at him here. Croston's in his eye. He's in his sight. But there's nothing he can do. That car at Croston's is very quick across the top part of the racetrack. Here we go, Patterson rejoining the race.
Watch as Stewart's keeping an eye on the rear view mirror there.
Well, there's our race leader, Mr. Jones. There he is as he goes past Dave Barham in the Chiron. Here's the second of the cars, the Regulator Systems car himself. Of course, there's the car of Alex Kenny as he makes his way down on the front straight. Different view out of Kenny's car this time. I really like that. We can see how much that was, again, as he passes Stewie Patterson. Here's this battle again.
Fourth position at the moment.
Green in the Paul Stokell Racing Experience car. Great to see Paul Stokell out here working on the car this weekend, a worker with Green.
Multiple Australian champion, of course, as we see Roger closing right up on the tail of Croston once more. Croston's car's got better pickup coming out of the corners. So we'll see here.
Doesn't have the legs though with the Malik in front. The Malik's a little bit more slippery. It's got a little bit better aero, and he can actually use that aero to effect coming through that part of the racetrack. Well, the laps are starting to count down, and Kenny, well, he's got that gap between him and the car behind, which is Salento, and it's enough, Jonesy. But this battle here's a crack, and here comes Big Nev. Nev's having a red hot crack. He's having a big look behind the car green.
While Croston and Roger continue to go at it, the next two cars down the road.
Really interesting to see. You can just see the more slippery car in front. There is our race leader.
And he's just lapped Peter Hill's Predator. And in the background, we can see Chamberlain and the car of Brian Pettit restarting after his spin.
You don't realise how much that bodywork moves around on those cars and how much the bumpiness of the racetrack in there. It's great view out the back. Look at this. Look how fast he's on the straight. This is a great run this time. Roger gets a great run on the front, but unfortunately, he doesn't have the legs that Croston has in a straight line, and that 5 kilometres an hour is enough as they come onto the back of Patterson, who rejoin the race, running around at the back of the field this stage. Final lap here for Dave Barham, and this Chiron's looks strong now since he's made those tweaking changes to the suspension of their car. Roger goes to the outside. Oh, what a bit of contact then, I think, as he made. Well, what a brave run now. That's upset the balance. Oh, but again, Croston back on the inside. He's not giving in at any stage, Big Rich.
Yeah, certainly taking the wide line there, just ran out of road, trying to get around Croston. Couldn't get it to work. He's gone deep, very deep under brakes there.
Here they come. Look at this battle. This has been a cracker. And here comes Dave Barham. Checkered flag at the ready. And Dave Barham's going to come around. He'll take the win in its second place. A mile behind will be the car of Alex Kenny.
Well, a rare occasion here where the Toyota power beats the Ford power, as Barham in the 1600cc car beats the 2-litre car.
There's
of
Salento
Alex
coming home
Kenny.
for third place as well, just behind in the foreground of that shot. But what a great run! On board now with a lot of the competitors. Green flag about to run. This is going to be a cracker race, this one, Judgy. Vandenberg, the guy to watch. Kenny on the gas straight away, gets up on the outside. Look at that, you can just see the car of Dave Barron there just roll off the inside, and this time Alex Kenny's got the start.
Further back in the pack, we've got Stuart Patterson here. That's Bruce Chamberlain in the Westfield, ranging up on the outside. It was a little bit of an optimistic manoeuvre. As we look further back, Dave Rodgie moving up to attack the car of Croston's.
Well, there's the two Minettis having a big look at each other.
Brian Pettit moving up on Peter Hill. Of course, Pettit restarting from the tail of the field. In fact, we've got several cars coming through from the back after a number of retirements in the previous race. Here, Pettit is chasing down Peter Hill. Patterson looking at Croston here.
And in front of that Predator, this is a brand new race car for us here. We really haven't seen very much of it, and it's good to see it actually on track, that we can actually see how it's handling it. It looks to be...
and we've got Vandenberg here. He's got a grandstand view here of the other two Minettis, the two later models in front of him. Patterson, Pettit, all our camera cars in one group here.
This will be interesting too, because he is white hot and quick at the moment too.
So
there's the Predator. It doesn't have the straight line speed of the Minettis. There's our race leaders onto the front straight. Have a look at that.
Kenny just drifted the back end of the car just slightly.
That is not the car that you want to take to Tokyo Drift, Mr. Kenny. Not the type of car you let move around. And again, the field comes past on their first opening laps. Have a look at this. It's still Pettit now on the outside of the Predator there. We see that. What a nice run he did to find a nice even run in straight line speed. Now
Patterson's going to come under attack here from Vandenberg.
Patterson under brakes, goes to the outside of the racetrack. Now Vandenberg, will he stay on the inside here? No, it wouldn't have helped him. Bit of debris off the car then, or was that just a bit of loose debris from the track? But Vandenberg's got the run up the inside now. Yep, got waved through.
Vandenberg now picks up that spot from Hill and is hanging on to the tail here of Patterson, who is trying to keep in touch with the similar car of Pettit immediately in front, back with the race leaders. Kenny leads Barham onto the straight, but the gap back to third position. Simon Salento, the second of the V8 Radicals, unable to keep up with the two Chirons here.
Yeah, he doesn't have the pace in a straight line, he's probably got straight line speed, but he doesn't have the corner speed.
Green holding fourth position ahead of Mackay, and we go back to this tremendous three-car Minetti battle, and we've got...
Could you call that a Minetti Artois? Could you call it that?
Oh, I don't know that I want to go there, as Patterson gets a good run off the top of Eastern Loop.
Pettit's got mirrors full of Patterson at the moment. You can just see he's going, hang on a sec, you weren't here 5 minutes ago, now you both arrived. What's going on here?
Pettit took the tight line, and here comes Vandenberg. I think Patterson may have been balked slightly coming onto the straight there. He had to back out of
that minor lift, and it cost him that momentum onto the straight, but now
Vandenberg gets through.
Now Vandenberg's in the white Minetti sandwich as he makes his way through to the carousel. Now, I'll tell you what, Vandenberg's very good on the outside down here. Will he have a crack? Oh, he does! Straight around the outside of Patterson.
Very, very deep under brakes.
Oh, he gets the job done too.
Boldly done as the older of the three Minettis.
It is
gets one back.
It's getting its neck run today. Vandenberg is really on the money with that car, and he's doing a great job.
Now further up the field ahead of them, we see Rodgie and Croston battling for position here. The Minettis are behind this too, because the Minettis have all had to come from the rear of field.
Yeah, well they're all involved in that spinning incident, so they've all run at the back of the pack. But that Kenny is on the edge with this car. He's really driving it hard because he's got Barron not letting him have an inch.
There's Salento in no man's land in third position, but Mackay has blasted past Grant Green on the run down the chute. Then we've got Croston ahead of Rodgie, and then this three-car Minetti battle. Vandenberg is looking more distant now.
He'll clear out from these guys. I don't think there's much they can do about it. But tell you what, Stewie Patterson's got some pace on at the moment.
You see the gear change lights on the dash.
That was really interesting because that didn't seem right. Patterson looked like he pulled a gear back, but now he's in top gear, which is about right. So now unfortunately, he's not going to get any draft if he sits down that slow line. He needs to get it up underneath the back of Pettit to get the draft on the front straight.
Peter Hill here in the Predator is losing touch behind the two Minettis as we go back to Rodgie versus Croston.
See, what Rodgie's trying to do is trying to keep the momentum up there, and that's exactly what he does. He keeps the car up, or the car speed up, and now he's got to try and find a way past. He just does not have this mid-corner speed that Malik's got in front of him. He just doesn't have it. Barham now. He is up onto that rear wing of of his sister Chiron car in front of him, and there's nothing they can do about the pace of these two. They are so good out front. This man here is just getting a great view of the back of those two Chirons.
Salento there in the V8 Radical. Then we go back to Grant Green has gotten back in front of Nev Mackay here. The battle for fourth. And we see side by side there for sixth position behind them.
That's the two.
Green continuing to hold off Mackay for the moment. Much slipperier car, of course, as Rogie side by side here with Croston.
Up under the rear wing of Croston's car. Now Rogie's good under brakes. What's he going to do down here? He's having a bit of a look. He's having a dance around in the mirrors. Now Croston's going to go defensive. Again, Rogie on the outside. This is a brave move. Runs out of real estate. Has to get out of the throttle.
What is it with blue cars on the exit of Carousel there?
And it's seriously, it's just rough as guts out there. You don't want to be out there in any sort of race car at all.
Kenny leading
Final
Barham.
lap. Yep.
Salento there. Third place. He's got that pretty much to himself.
It's a lonely time. You'd nearly think he'd want a passenger in front of that to keep some company with him.
Grant Green here has a gap on Mackay now. Even the superior horsepower here of the older Malik isn't enough. And Croston continues to lead Rogie. They've been at it all race.
Oh, here they come.
And here's the Manettis once more. Patterson chasing Pettit. Vandenberg has completely gone all out of the picture in front of them. Now Pettit, we see, is running a defensive line, takes as close as he can to the curb. It's a natural racing line as the race leaders are about to come across them almost. There's something flapping around, a bit of rubber.
There they go.
That's
checkered
for checkered flag, yes. And Alex Kenny has claimed victory ahead of Dave Barham. And here's third position. Simon Salento just running out of time to put a lap on Bruce Chamberlain in the Westfield, further back in the pack. Now here's Rogie and Croston.
Again. He's as brave as, isn't he? He's never not gonna try. You will never ever wonder what he's gonna do. He'll drive this thing.
The interesting thing there is the two Chirons have actually finished the race, and Rogie's gone deep, but he had the right hand side of the car on the grass. Completely ran out of grip, and that was Vandenberg who's just nipped through at the same time.
See, unfortunately, I think what's gone on is the two Westfields have got, the two Manettis have got to race through the flag. They didn't get past until just after the start-finish line, so they're still racing around for the finish. And unfortunately, Stuart Patterson, Pettit! Oh, that just nearly let go. That was just all the mechanical grip disappeared in that car. And you could just see Stuart Patterson. There was a glint in his eye that he thought, I'm going to have a crack here. Pulls up, gets a better run this time. He's up under the back. See how much difference when he gets a draft.
He's away.
Now, again,
Pettit's car just seems to have the stronger engine of the two at the moment.
Bit too quick in a straight line, Brian Pettit.
We'll be back at Lakeside Park after these messages.
Regulator Systems, Australian success in an international market. To overcome the limitations of imported controls, Regulator Systems began designing and manufacturing their own range of control products, designed specifically for Australian conditions. While others have come and gone, Regulator Systems continues to design, manufacture and service control systems for the air conditioning industry, nationally and overseas. Regulator Systems, an Aussie success story in a highly competitive world market.
Welcome back. What a great event this has been.
We see the two Chirons leading them away for the final race of round 3 of the Regulator Systems Queensland Sportscar Championship.
And joining us for the final race of the day is the black car of Phil Holzberger, allowed to come back out and run.
As we are racing, even start this time.
Yeah, far more better start this time from Alex Kenny there. Level of this. Look at the back of this is a great view from Brian Pettit, and there is the man that we want to watch, which is Holzberger, as he tries to fight his way back through the field. Kenny now out in front. There's Dave Barham behind. Here's Matt Vandenberg in the middle of the pack. There's David Rogie. It's on like Donkey Kong in the middle of the pack.
Vandenberg's had a great start there because he's picked off Rogie and Croston on the run to Carousel.
Holzberger.
Yeah, and
he's going to be so quick through the pack.
Yeah, is going to be a dark-coloured V8 shark cutting his way through the running order.
Oh, Croston down the inside of Vandenberg.
That was boldly done.
Oh, Vandenberg left a hole big enough to put an aircraft carrier through. Oh, they've all come up the inside now.
And we see that Holzberger is right on top of this fight at the same time. Vandenberg is dismissed.
Yep.
The next target is Rogie in the JMW as the two Chirons cross the line. Kenny ahead of Barham. Salento already losing touch with the race leaders in third position.
He's just got to keep looking in his mirrors for the flying the flying black V8 Radical like he's coming. Look at him cutting through there like a hot knife through butter.
Gone past Rogie, gone past Croston as the rest of the field files through with the Predator of Hill at the back of the pack. Rogie now, the Radical of Holzberger, is through and away. You can just see the dark coloured car ahead of them.
The problem is that you tend to want to try and focus on what you're doing, Jonesy, but with these fast cars ahead of you, you tend to look ahead and watch what he's doing.
Radical versus Radical here. We've got Holzberger moving up to attack Grant Green. Vandenberg chasing after Rogie and Croston.
Now Vandenberg should get a better run this time. I don't know what the problem was before, but he was made look a little bit slow. But our race leader's out in front. Now Kenny has had the answer this time for that car of Dave Barham's, and there's nothing that Salento can do. But now what's Vandenberg going to do? There's Holzberger. Whoosh!
Going past Grant Green, that was for 5th position. His next target will be Nev McKay as the Minetti battle.
Vandenberg gets 1. Is he going to get 2?
Well, he got Rogie on the run down into Carousel. Rogie's going to get forced wide here.
No, he's not going to get... No, he's just going to hold position because he's trying to maintain pace.
As Vandenberg wags the tail of the Minetti as he climbs up onto the tail of Richard
He's good under
Croston.
brakes down here. I wonder whether he's going to try and drive straight down under brakes. Well, there it is. That's
race leader.
What a great shot that is. You can just see coming into the back of the shot. You can just see him underneath the edge of the wing. It was Dave Barham.
That orange flash was Barham there in 2nd position. Here's Simon Salento in the red V8 Radical.
Rogie's got a great view here of Vandenberg.
And Croston in front of him. Holzberger crossing the line. He's already gotten past Grant Green and Nev McKay there.
He's flying. There's nothing they can do about the pace of that car in front. Here's Vandenberg. I knew he was going to get a run onto him. What's Croston going to do? He'll go defensive.
As Rogie gets a grandstand view of the battle between them.
Oh, down the inside. There was a bit of a hole left there. I wonder what's going to happen. Is he going to jump down the inside?
As Rogie closed up rapidly there into Carousel that time.
Great view from Rogie's car. You can just see how much they're moving around, race leaders now.
Yeah. Kenny just holding a gap here, that extra 200 or 400 cc's of engine capacity working well for him. There's Salento in 3rd position, Holzberger in 4th, and that might be as far up the field as he gets. They're the same model car, Salento and Holzberger, as Rogie was too wide coming off the top of Eastern Loop there.
Oh, look at Vandenberg. That car got really loose on turn in then. It's like he lost aero and the car just had a big push onto the front straight. Big understeer as he came through. Oh!
And
Vandenberg.
Was
down the inside. Got the job done.
And sneaks through on Croston there under brakes.
The under and over, and he's got the job done. Now Rogie's got a good view of that. He's coming out again.
And he's wide
again.
These blue cars, they're just struggling to get round the...
Oh, there goes Stewie Patterson on the outside.
Barham has closed in on the tail of Alex Kenny, the orange Chiron, filling the mirrors of the Regulator Systems car. Vandenberg up the top of Eastern Loop, the back end stepping out there.
I tell you what, he's sort of auditioning for Tokyo Drift at the moment. The cars look a little unsteady. And there's that car of Phil Holzberger.
4th position.
Probably, at this stage, probably like the fastest car on the racetrack, but he took too much time to get through the field.
Green 5th, Mackay is 6th, then we go to Vandenberg, Croston, Pettit, and...
No, that's actually Stewie Patterson there in the foreground.
Oh, yeah, Patterson, who's ahead of Rogie. Kenny almost got contact there over the top of Eastern Loop. Barham had closed right in.
Barham's doing the Days of Thunder bit, remember me? Down through there again. The stability of these cars under high speed, this is over 200 kilometres an hour through that corner, folks. They are absolutely flying. And Alex Kenny now, well, he's got it all to do because he has got Dave Barham absolutely probing. He's going to keep him honest.
Vandenberg's closing on Mackay here.
Yeah.
We see that Grant Green's Radical in 5th position is moving away in front of them as they come on to the front straight here.
The problem is he's not going to have the straight line speed of the Cosworth engine or the BDA sitting in front of that. In fact, it's got too much straight line grunt. He's going to have to do some do some major braking to eliminate that gap.
Race leaders are about to come through the cars further back in the pack.
Yep.
Kenny and Barham. And before too much longer, we'll see the Churons appear out of the view here from Dave Rodgers' car. He continues to chase after Patterson.
This is the final lap too, and it's the worst place to catch the traffic here under where the former bridge was, and it really isn't the place where you want to be trying to pass people. Unbelievable as he tried to make his way down that part of the racetrack. He really is just struggling. There he is. He's got down the inside. Now they've come on the backside. Roger's done right to let him go.
He's lost a lot of momentum going wide around the corner.
Look at Barham now. Now, if Roger can keep up with them, everything's been balked. So at this stage, you can just imagine the checkered flag being readied, and Barham will be having a red-hot crack. They'll be pulling maximum revs out of this car, trying to get him on the line, but checkered flag's out, Jonesy, and Kenny will take the win.
Yeah, second place to Dave Barham.
Have a look at this,
Vandenberg, Mackay, and we can see Green further up the road there. Green's holding down fifth position.
There's
Salento in third.
There's Holzberger in fourth.
And then we have this ongoing battle for fifth position.
Vandenberg, he's close enough this time, and they're both close enough to the back of Green.
Now Green will get off the top of Eastern Loop, and he'll just run away for fifth position, and Mackay will use the 2-litre Ford engine to just march away.
What a result for him.
From Vandenberg here.
Great run. So that's how they finish.
Green 5th, Mackay 6th, Vandenberg 7th, and then we see Croston following them across the line. At the conclusion of round 3 of the Regulator Systems Queensland Sportscar Championship, it's Alex Kenny leading Class A in the Chiron Ford on 236 points, ahead of Dave Barham in the Chiron Toyota on 214. Holzberger in the V8 Radical, 146, losing touch with the leaders.
Well, Class B, Grant Green and the Radical SR3 doing a great job of leading those points, ahead of Nev Mackay in the Malik, the older Malik with 184, with Matt Vandenberg in the Manetti ZZ1, of course, sitting back there, very close third place.
And in Class C, Dave Rodgie is our points leader in the JMW on 220, ahead of Richard Croston, and Steve Garner in the Laborata is third.
What a fantastic event. Special thanks to the guys from Regulator Systems for bringing you all the racing today. I tell you what, it's been a cracker event. Make sure you keep your rubber side down. We'll catch you next time.